Hi friends, my name is Rhiannon and I am the owner of a yoga studio and wellness center in mid-Michigan. Today I am kicking off our first official episode of our podcast Chats on the Mats with none other than Kris Batzner herself, who is a yoga teacher trainer. She's done yoga business for so many years. She is a mentor of mine and a personal friend, and I am so excited for you guys to follow along this journey with us and go down all the rabbit holes, all of the fun little things that we talk about, all things YTT in this episode. Okay, bye, let's get into it.
Hi, I'm so hyped. I'm hyped. I want to talk about teacher training.
Yeah.
Because we're doing it again.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yes, in this beautiful space.
Yeah.
Which is very familiar to me, but also very new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made a couple of changes.
A couple.
You know, just the paint and the name and the whole vibe.
But we have Ariel still. We
Yes,
have the floors still. We have the chalkboard still. Full of community. I love that.
Yes. So good.
Yeah. So why don't you introduce yourself first?
Okay, so my name is Rhiannon, and I am the owner of Center of Peace Wellness Center in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And I'm a yoga teacher.
You are. How's that feel?
So good. So good. It's changed, literally, it changed my entire life.
Yoga teacher and studio owner.
Yoga teacher, studio owner, coach, Reiki provider, etc., etc.
Yep, lots of hats.
All the things.
Lots of feathers in your cap. How about that?
Yes.
I like that.
Call me Yankee Doodle.
I love that. And I'm Kris Batzner, and I have taught yoga for many years. I've been in mid-Michigan for longer than I'm caring to admit, and I have been a studio owner. I am an online yoga somatic practitioner. I run the community online, and I run teacher trainings.
Yeah.
I was sitting down today to think about how many teacher trainings I've actually done, and it's been a handful. And each group has been very, very different. And so I'm excited to kind of start this. When I sold my studio, I didn't think I'd ever do teacher training again.
I'm glad that we've been able to coax you back out.
Yeah, well, it only took a couple of years, but here I am again to do teacher training. It's one of my very favorite things, and it's also one of the most draining things that I have ever done in my professional yoga career.
I think most things worth doing are hard and a little bit draining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, so we have questions today.
Yeah, I think we should start by telling the story of how we got to this place. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. Like all the way back from YTT1?
Sure.
Okay, so I started a yoga teacher training as a student online. And I did it online because I wasn't really looking to be a yoga teacher. So I just went to kind of learn more about all the things yoga, the 8 limbs, deepen my practice, work on those things. And I got almost all the way through that training. I was like 3 weeks out from completing it. I was gonna drive down to like the physical location and graduate in person, and the school disappeared. So, so the school disappeared. That was fun. They disappeared off the YA, they disappeared, the website went down, my teacher stopped responding, and I was like, well, I did say I wasn't trying to at that point I was teaching, actually. I was teaching a regular class at a local rehab, and it just went down.
So frustrating.
Yeah, it was sad.
Especially being that close.
So close.
So frustrating. Yeah.
It was so close. And it was kind of cool because the training wasn't in a lineage that I was actually like naturally aligned with. And so I was like, well, that makes sense. And then I just I looked into the other yoga teacher trainings, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want to do that right now. It's a lot of money, and it just felt like I was running after something that wasn't meant to be. So I just went about my life, and I was training jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And I went into the gym I normally train in, and there was somebody that I had never seen before. And of course, we were, one of the only 2 females there, and so we got paired up to fight. And so we were training, and we were rolling, and we were drilling, and I put her in headquarters, which is a move where I take one knee and I shove it to the ground, and I take the other knee and I shove it to somebody's chest. And typically, being a yoga teacher, I could feel resistance with people. They don't like that very much. And this woman, I put her knee to her chest, and she just like grinned at me. And there was no resistance. And I had my mouth guard in because I'm safe and I like my teeth. And I said, "Do you do yoga?" Like through my mouth guard. And she goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool." And then we went back to trying to kill each other because that's what you do. And afterwards, I was talking to her and I said, she said, do you do yoga? And I said, "Yeah, I teach it." And she's like, "Where'd you get your training done?" And I was like, "Fun story. About a month and a half ago, my class went down and she was like, "Come meet me in my office." And that person was Kris.
Yep. And to be fair, I never lead people into teacher training. Like I never push. And with anything I do, I never push because teacher training is an undertaking and a half. And I want people to be there that are really ready to be there.
Yeah.
This isn't about me at all. It's about them and about their journey and their teaching. And it's a lot. It's 200 hours. Like legitimately, there's a reason they call it 200-hour teacher training. It's because it's 200 hours of in the trenches, a lot of really heavy work.
Yeah.
And so I never push. And I don't know if my motivation to get you to my office was to even talk about teacher training. I think it was just the fact that we do jujitsu.
Yeah.
We do yoga. You're a teacher in the community, like that connection. Because at that point, I was teaching online for 2 years and it was lonely, right?
Yeah.
And I was doing some community stuff, but it wasn't the same. And so I think I was really seeking out that reconnection to actual yogis and teachers in the community. And so that's initially, but it very quickly went into teacher training.
Yeah, it did. And it was great.
And here we are.
And here we are. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can talk more about that. And
For sure.
we have questions that will go over that. But
yeah,
it's kind of fun. And now, full circle, right? Like the end of that story is the fact that you completed your 200 hours with me, and which means you probably are close to 400 hours certified.
Yeah, like say 398.
Yeah, so. I mean, really, like you've done the work twice. And here you are in the space where I started. This was my studio when I opened. And this was where I built community. And this is where I became a leader and not just a yoga teacher, and really saw the benefit of community and connection and how yoga impacts everybody and that walks through this door. And here you are continuing that story, which is really cool.
And it all started with us trying to choke each other.
Yeah, right? Me laughing at headquarters. Wanting more of a stretch.
And then I went,
Yeah. I do think I shoulder crunched you once too many
that
times.
Day.
That hard. That was hard. Yeah. I was worried that
I was
broke
coming
you.
back from an AC joint.
Yeah. I was worried that I broke you.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
That breaking thing comes
later.
Yeah, that comes later. Yeah.
We'll tell that story later.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come up.
That's funny. It will. Okay. So should we ask questions?
Yes. Who wants to start?
So you said something when you were introducing yourself about how you initially wanted to do teacher training just to deepen your own practice or to focus on your own practice, which I love that answer because I've heard so many people going through my teacher training program say that. Like, no one wants to be a teacher. They all just want to deepen their practice. And typically, the people that say that, it makes me laugh because like the people that say, oh, I just want to deepen my own practice are the people that become the teachers and become the strongest teachers and studio owners. I mean, what you did and your journey through that is exactly what happens to people that come into my program and are like, I just want to deepen my practice because your focus is in, I don't want to say the right place, but in a different place than coming in to just get the techniques and the strategy and the certification so that you can go and make money, right? Like you really have a practice and you're serious about it. And one of the qualifications, one of the prerequisites that I often have that I started to have with my teacher training is that people had to have a solid practice before they entered into it. You're behind the curve if you don't have a practice.
No. it would be very difficult.
Yeah. And so that was one of the kind of things. And I asked them, actually, people that were interested, to practice in my community, in my studio, because that would allow me to see them and it would allow them to see what I do and hear my voice. So the long part of that question is, how did teacher training change your personal practice? Because you had a personal practice going into this. How did teacher training change that?
So many ways. So the first one is that I knew that yoga was more than just the physical asanas, right? So the first thing that I got from my first YTT and from reinforced by you is that yoga was so much more than just the asanas, right? It's the meditation, it's the lifestyle, and so when I took yoga teacher training, it really changed my outlook on life, and it changed my outlook on how I relate to the world around me. The second thing that happened is like the physical practice changed too. So especially anatomy, I don't know if you remember, I did not want to do anatomy again.
I remember.
Was like, I don't want to do anatomy again. Like I've done it in college. I did it in high school. I did it in YTT 1. I know that I have to do it again, but I am doing it begrudgingly. Do not want to do it.
And how'd that go for you?
I loved it. So,
okay, so I'm going to pause you there because I had the same experience where I absolutely hated anatomy. I loved anatomy when I took it in college, but like the yoga anatomy, I absolutely hated that segment of my own teacher training. We didn't really go over it again in my 300-hour. And so like my brain wanted to do the movement and the cueing and the sequencing and all of the other yoga things. And so when I had to do anatomy, I freaking hated it.
Yeah.
But having taught it and having to write curriculum around anatomy, I was like, oh, I get it.
Yes.
And I totally geek out on anatomy now, even in jiu-jitsu, right? Like, I mean, in everything I do, anatomy is foundational, and like I totally nerd out on it. So I totally get what you're saying, and I love that you have joined me in that.
I was like, not again.
Yeah.
But yeah, like now if I'm practicing, even whether I'm at home or teaching a class or literally just watching somebody like bend down to pick something up, I'm like, oh, and I can see the muscles in my head and what they're doing. And when I'm teaching, I'm like, hey, I'm shortening this muscle right now, which means my counter pose, I need to lengthen this muscle. And also over here, and also over here. And also like everything balances itself out, which is also metaphoric for yoga in general. But I totally geek out on it now. And I know somebody going through yoga teacher training downstate, and they're at their anatomy. And it's fun because they're like, da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like, da, and I like geek out with them. And they're like, okay, I'm not there yet. Slow down. And I'm like, wait till you find out that that's true everywhere else too. Like, watch this. So, those two things, right, are definitely one of the things that helped kind of like change my physical practice. I think the other thing is prior to your teacher training, like even with the other one, I didn't get this. But with your teacher training, I got really confident in knowing intellectually what I was doing, not just intuitively. Yeah. And for other reasons. But right, but I got really confident in doing that, and that opened my practice up for me to very confidently play. Right? Like before it was kind of like, I'm like, oh, I remember this sequence. I remember that this is a counter pose, or I've been in classes where this made sense and felt good, so that's what I'm going to do. I just goof now. Like I'm just playing in my house for an hour and a half doing vinyasa and doing hatha and doing restorative and all of the things.
That's an example of how somatics plays into this.
Yeah.
Because you're in your body instead of in your head.
Yeah.
And you have the fundamental understanding, and that's, 200 hours is not even close to enough to teach the fundamentals of yoga, to teach it, right? And like you literally we're tapping the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much knowledge beyond that to become an expert, or however you want to say that. And so like one of the beautiful things about the training that I do is I narrow it down to a niche enough so that you are comfortable and you become the expert and you feel it in your body.
Yes.
And I mean, we teach on day one.
I know.
Yeah.
I
And
remember.
we teach on day one so that we get over that and you are in your body.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we get in our head and we can't get out of it. And that once you're in your body, I mean, then that's what somatics is. Once you're in your body, your practice changes and your teaching changes because you teach from your body, not from your head.
Yes.
And you said that just beautifully. Thank you. Yeah.
No problem.
Well done. Uh-huh.
Okay. Your turn?
Okay.
When somebody graduates from this training, what skills will they actually have day
Great
one?
question. Day one, they will be able to walk into a room full of people and throw their teaching plan away based on who is in the room. And they will be able to adapt their teaching plan to make each person in that room have a practice that feels good in their bodies.
That's 1,000% true. My first class in teaching in this studio, and I had been teaching at the rehab, right? But my first class teaching at this studio, I had a plan that was laid out for the same people who were in a rehab.
Yes.
And then that was not who was in this class.
Correct.
Obviously.
Correct.
And I went and threw my
yes
thing away immediately.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. I am not kind of, I'm a jerk when it comes to making everybody learn how to teach. Like, I will be the most stubborn, most injured, most illogical listener. My inability to move my body and do exactly what you're telling me to do. Like, I'm a jerk.
Oh, I remember.
But there's a reason for that.
Yes.
The reason for that is because when you walk into a room and you have someone who's had knee replacement, a 6-month pregnant woman, and a child that's 12, you can still make it a successful practice at that point, and you're not intimidated by it. You may freak out for a minute and be like, oh my God, what the hell am I gonna do? But then you can take a breath and be like, no, I understand.
Yes.
Right? The other thing that comes out of this training, and I say this because I've had so many students come back and tell me this, is you will never look at bodies the same way.
No.
You will never be in a class with cueing the same way. I spoil it for everyone because you'll be in yoga classes, and not to diss other yoga teachers, but the clarity of cueing that I teach, and I have such a high standard, and I expect every student to rise to that standard. And like any of my other students watching, like, you can comment and be like, and I mean, you can too. Like, the standard of cueing and the language used, the inclusivity of language used, is so important that you can never take another yoga class again without having that bias in your head.
Yes. Like, enough said. Yes.
That's what I mean, yeah. And you learn how to teach yoga, and you know sequencing, and you know poses, and you know the anatomy and the functionality of the body and the poses, but like, that you can get anywhere.
Yes. But the confidence that comes from like, this isn't something that I learned, this is now something that I live.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you know it.
And you know it.
Yep. So my question to you first is, what made you decide to sign up for yoga teacher training? And so, like, that's great because there's two parts to that, right? Because you've signed up for 2 teacher trainings. So one, what initially made you sign up?
Yeah.
And then what made you sign up again?
Yeah. So the first YTT, I was just getting back into my yoga practice. I had started doing yoga like 10 years before. And then I found out there was like more to yoga. There's like 8 whole limbs of yoga, and then there's like subsections to the limbs.
Not just moves. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great because I found out one of them was like meditation, and I'd been doing that since I was 14. So I wanted to learn more about yoga, like all the 8 limbs, and I couldn't find a good outlet for that. And I was practicing yoga like every single day. It was like obsessive. So I just joined an online YTT just to learn more about the 8 limbs and learn more about the asanas. And I did that. And, you know, as we talked about before, then the school shut down. So the second one is a little bit different. I was already teaching at that point. I was teaching 2 classes a week at a rehab. Then I dropped down to 1 a week. And I was like, I should probably finish a YTT and not get like 398 hours into it.
Yeah.
So I went looking, I think we talked about this too. I went looking, and all of them were like very expensive. I would have to travel. I knew I wanted to do something in person this time because I knew I was actually going to be a teacher. I was already teaching. So I went looking. I couldn't find one that I liked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, that experience. Talk a little bit more about that experience of like looking for a teacher training program from the aspect of just wanting to further educate yourself versus wanting to be a teacher. Just because I know, like, my experience is, like I said this last time, people come to teacher training because they just want to deepen their own practice and they just want to use it for themselves. And quite honestly, those people are the people that turn out to be the strongest teachers. And I always just kind of smile at myself when people say that, because that to me is like a signal of like, oh, like you're really in this and you're going to be a fantastic teacher because you get it and you really want to get it. And so just that experience. And then when you came back and started looking at teacher training again, in the purpose of becoming a teacher, like talk a little bit about that mindset change and what that looked like for you.
Yeah, I think the very beginning, it was just like, I just want to deepen my practice. I will literally never teach. It was like my thought process was like, I'm never going to teach, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this because I have finally found a belief system that matches my own internal belief system. And I fell in love with that. And and to be fair, my online teaching did a really good job at like going through all of those things.
Right.
And so I fell in love with it more, and then I started teaching because I was asked to teach. So I kind of begrudgingly did this at a all men's rehab. If you feel like how many people have taught all men for weeks on weeks on weeks, and I just watched people fall in love with yoga. I watched people fall in love with yoga, and I was like, I think I found my new favorite thing. Watching people who had never done yoga before fall in love with yoga. Yeah. And humming our Savasana song in the hallways. Nice. And just like carrying the practice with them. Nice. Made me realize like, I love watching people fall in love with yoga. This is cool. Yeah. So the second time, I don't know if I answered your question yet, but the second one I was sort of looking for a YTT, I really wanted to, I had my spirituality cemented. I really wanted to find a teacher who was going to force me to be like a very good teacher, right? Because that wasn't my intention at first. Like, oh, I need to find somebody who's going to make me the best teacher. Right. The second time I was like, I need a hard ass. I need somebody who's not going to let me do the jokes. I want somebody to hold me accountable to having all of my alignment correctly and teaching people how to do that with my words and not my hands, because I teach men.
100%.
At a rehab.
100%.
Where they don't get visits.
100%. Yeah.
And I couldn't find one that was affordable. I couldn't find one that was accessible to me. I did find one, I'm not gonna name them, but I did find one that I liked, but it was like every weekend, and it was like 3 hours away. I was like, I can't.
That's a lot of commitment.
And it was very expensive, and I love them, and I still visit the studio, but I wasn't able to do it. Right. So I gave up. And I was like, the universe will give it to me when it's ready. And then it did. And it did. And I for sure found my hard ass of a teacher.
Okay. That leads me into another question that I want to ask you. As someone who's completed my teacher training, what am I like as a teacher? Like, truth, honesty, like I want to hear the hard stuff.
Okay. Honestly, I do want to say I brag about you all the time, so I want to make sure that's in there.
Okay.
You were the kind of yoga teacher that I was looking for, in that you scared me just enough.
I have people say that to me all the time, and I just don't ever understand it. Why?
And it wasn't like scared, right? You were incredibly trauma informed. I was a very traumatized individual. I had a lot of distrust that my school was just going to disappear. And I took my yoga stuff very seriously. I still do. And it's an integral part of me, right? And you were very good about making me feel very comfortable. You were very good about challenging me too, though. And that, like, I knew if you said, you're going to do this assignment, and I showed up and that assignment was not done, I wasn't going to get a pat on the head and it's going to be okay. You're going to be like, well, why? You say this is important to you. And I needed that accountability because so much of my life hadn't been very structured. And so that was like, I would prioritize my YTT over a lot of things because it was so ingrained in my values. And that's the kind of teacher you were, where you were like, there was a time I came in and I was like, my life blew up, this is what's going on. And you were like, let's drink tea and cry about it. So you were gentle in all the ways that I needed you to be and strong in all the ways that I needed you to be. And that accountability scared me a little.
You know, and it's funny because I think about that too. Like I am a hard ass as a teacher. Like I have high expectations. I have high standards. Like I was just talking to someone about this the other day. Like my name is behind the teachers that go through my program, and like that reflects on me. And I also want people that commit to the program and pay money and put in the time to really see the benefit of it and to really be able to teach so they have a skill they can use. And it's not just like, here, pay me, you know, this money and then I'm gonna give you a certificate and you can say you're a yoga teacher.
Right.
Like there's a lot of places that do that, and there are a lot of teachers that have that, and that's not what I'm about. And those high expectations, I think it's interesting to hear that, the other side of that. Yeah. And it's funny because there's always a point, like 200 hours is hard, right?
Oh yeah.
And there's always a point where like I come home from a weekend and my family's like, did you make them cry? Because there's always a point where everybody cries at some point.
Oh yeah.
And just breaks down because it's a lot. And I don't give in. I support. I understand life, right? Like that weekend where it was just like I didn't do any of it. It's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it if you want to finish, right? Like I'm not just gonna give you a free pass.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
I liked it. I mean, your name has weight, and this is the ego fleeting. Your name has weight, right? And not just in this town. Like I have people from way up north when I was up there who are like, oh, Kris, oh, she's great. Like your name has weight all across the state, and I haven't gone across state lines, so I don't know, maybe even now.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be able to like represent that correctly. Like it wasn't just you're pushing me to do those things. I was like, if I'm gonna be one of Kris's students, I need to be one of Kris's students. And I think I do that.
Well, I was just gonna say the beauty of that is that now, like, I can hand the baton on. Like, I don't have to do that. I don't have to run the studio. I don't have to run the community and build community. I get to come in. I get to do aerial. I get to encourage you to do other things, and like, because you have risen to that standard, and you know, like, that's really nice for me too.
That feels good.
It's fun to watch. Yeah.
And now we're doing a podcast.
Yes, I love it.
Yes. Okay. I should ask you a question at this point. Okay. This goes really well into it. What do people think yoga teacher training is? What is it actually?
Okay. What do people think yoga teacher training is? From my experience, there's two opinions. One is I'm going to learn all of the poses. I'm going to learn to speak Sanskrit, and I'm going to be able to, I don't know how to say this kindly, I'm going to be able to roll my mat out and lead people in a spiritual practice. Spiritual practice. The other opinion is, I don't give a flying fuck. I want to know all about my own practice. I can't get into a handstand. I don't know why I feel so good when I'm done with yoga, and I want to understand that for myself.
That deepen your practice
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. Those are the two opinions. What it really is, is all of that and none of that, right? Like, I think I've done enough teacher trainings now where I think about it as an exploration of self. Because in order to lead people in a practice, you have to understand your own voice. You have to understand your own philosophy and principles. You have to understand how we all fit together, and we're all different, and we can accept each other, and everybody is different. Everybody comes from a different place, and together we can have this beautiful experience. And so in order to lead that, you have to understand who you are.
Right.
So you have a solid ground and an anchor. So teacher training is really not about poses and how to do handstands and I mean, I guess leading people through a spiritual practice, but that is not what it is. It's almost flipped compared to what people coming in to teacher training, like, oh, I want to teach people about the 8 limbs, and I want to understand meditation, all that kind of stuff, that spiritual aspect of it. They come in from an external desire, as opposed to teacher training gives them an anchor within themselves.
Right.
And so they're not even teaching. They're living sounds cliche, like the words aren't quite right. Like they are an example. It has anchored into them so much.
Yes.
In their own way. Like I don't teach a specific philosophy. Like we talk about philosophy and stuff like that. Read the Gita and the sutras and all that kind of stuff.
The Gita.
Yeah, epic. But I teach it from a very broad base. So that each of us and each of you in the program can really take what aligns with you and build from that.
Right.
And again, that just has to have such a deep understanding of who you are. And that's what teacher training is about. That's why everyone cries at some point, is because you realize, fuck, I am not who I thought I was. And I don't know if I can do this, because it's scary to evolve like that.
When there's a saying that says, what does it say? That you're only able to meet people in what's the depth in which you know yourself.
Yeah, that's teacher training.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had students that have come in and learned the poses and learned the Sanskrit and checked the boxes and done enough to pass. But there's also, and it's fun for me because very few students have I not actually passed in certification. There have been a few. And those are the people that have come in, acquired the knowledge-ish, and not done anything with it.
Right, it's not integrated.
Correct.
Right.
There are people that have come in, acquired the knowledge, have started to integrate it, but may not be quite at the standard that I want. But I see their progress.
Right.
And it's been fun for me to watch them take the seed that they get in teacher training and grow it beyond.
That's
like
cool.
After the fact, right? Like, I mean, I have a lot of students that I watch from the sidelines, and like, how cool is it because I believe in them enough and I trust them enough, and I've seen the work they've done in our 200 hours. 200 hours is nothing. I mean, it's so much, but it's just in the vast world of yoga and knowledge of yoga, it's nothing.
Yes.
And
you learn so much more outside of yoga teacher training, but you have to get the seed started somewhere. Right?
Yes, and so it's fun to kind of watch those seeds grow, because that's the whole point, again, knowing yourself, right? Like these students that they have completed this 200 hours, right? Like I trust that they'll continue to do that work on their own, because I can't hold their hand. I mean, I could, but like that's no fun for me, and it's no fun for them, right? The point is for them to find that, and being able to watch them actually do that is kind of amazing.
That kind of leads me, I'm going to double question you here. That kind of leads me into this next question of like, what kind of teacher do you hope these students become?
That is a loaded question. So let me really think about how I want to answer that. You're getting different, Kris, today.
I like it.
Let's see. What kind of teacher do I want them to become?
Or hope. Because I think there's a nuance there.
Yeah, hope isn't the right word either. Okay, so when people enter my teacher training program, I have a variety of expectations for them. One of which is for them to become teachers, right? The way I teach is accessible, it's inclusive, it's trauma-informed, it's safe, it's supportive, it's, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, people ask what type of yoga I teach, and I'm like, Kris style. Like it's, I mean, like we just talked earlier about hatha, right? And like it's a blend of a bunch of different things. I mean, like now I have Kundalini, now I have somatics, I've done Vinyasa, I have hatha. Like it's just a odd mix of everything, because it's who I am.
Yes.
So I think My expectations for teachers, let me say it differently. My goal as I build teachers in this program, and I'm not building it, as I let teachers build themselves in this program, my goal is to give them the space so that they can become authentic and autonomous for themselves. I want them to be able to find their own voice and teach from that place, but I also have very high expectations that they understand the skills.
Yeah.
Because if you put someone in a position that is dangerous or imbalanced or discombobulating, there's a lot of dissonance in the body, like even energetically, that is not something that I want. Like, I don't want people to have that experience, and I want people in my program to be able to understand bodies, stay safe, teach a class that is reflective of the people there, and do it from a place of authenticity.
Right.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
And and I was talking to someone about this the other day. Maybe it was you, I don't know. And I was like, I'm not here to create mini Krises. There are a lot of programs that do curriculums
copy
and
paste, copy paste.
right? Like, here are your words, here are your scripts, here are your classes, and like, I went through a phase in my brain where I wanted someone to just tell me what to do and what to say. And, I found Kundalini with the understanding that, with the expectation that was going to be a lot of what it was. Because Kundalini, my experience, is so strict. It's so scripted, and it literally is prescribed. Like, I wouldn't describe any other yoga practice as prescribed, but I would describe Kundalini as that. And so I went in with it being like, great, I'm not gonna have to think about anything. I'm gonna have all the words, I'm gonna have all the poses, I'm gonna have all the sequences. Like, you have to do this first and then this. And, if you're working on releasing the root chakra, you do these poses, like all this kind of stuff. And that's not the case. And I found very quickly, like, that was the case, but that was not what I could do. I mean, if anyone knows me, like, that, like, I can't follow a script.
I'm recalling a retreat of yours where we went to go do a yoga sequence, and you're like, I wrote this. It's my script. And we threw it away.
Yeah, like, I'm in the moment. And
you can't even finish your own scripts.
No, I really can't. I can't follow my own rules.
Yeah.
So why would I expect that of my students, right? And I mean, that's not who I am anyway. Like, I don't want anyone else to be me.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because we can't be.
Yeah, well, I want everyone to be themselves, because I can't be them either. So I can't be you, I can't be, Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited to see all the new students and see all the people that we all like, the different kinds and different personalities, and watching them build it up themselves. It's so cool.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a few years since I've done teacher training, and it's a lot to carry. Just holding space for just that, right? Like, all these people coming from different backgrounds and different places, and like organizing them, giving them the opportunities that they need to grow. But it's also really a beautiful experience. And I am kind of excited to get back into it. Plus, it's always nice, you'll see, because you're going to be helping with it, but like, it is lovely. I always love leading teacher training because it brings my own practice back to the fundamentals, and it makes me work on my teaching. Like, when I owned Red Bloom, they would always know when teacher training was about to start, because I would hone my words again. I would work on my language. I would work on my sequencing. I would, like, they'd be like, oh, when does teacher training start? And it's like, it's because in a week I have to teach cueing, and I have to teach cueing in this way. And so, like, we're going to practice this. I'm stepping off my mat and I can't move my body. And I have to practice it so I can teach it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So my turn, huh?
Your turn.
What kind of yoga teachers does the world need right now?
Oof.
In your opinion?
In my opinion. I think I didn't really think about this question at all. So now you've got me like on the spot. Yeah.
Bring it.
I think we need teachers who are connecting. And like, I mean connecting in like a very broad sense. I think we need teachers that are connecting people with themselves again. I think we need teachers that are connecting with those students and holding space with those students. I think we need teachers that are connecting with other teachers. Like, the world is incredibly is just constantly pulling people's attention, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're just constantly being pulled out of ourselves, out of our bodies, out of our experience, this drawing thing, that drawing thing. And we have teachers who do that same thing. Mm-hmm. And that's, maybe we need that, right? No dissing on any, any other yoga practice. Mm-hmm. But I know for like our studio, for the classes that I look for the teachers that I look for in hiring teachers or just going to see them, it's the teachers that encourage me to stay in my experience and to actually sit with myself and my practice and my body and my spirit and all of the things that yoga combines together instead of, muscle through this or do that or you get your alignment correct. It's like, how are you feeling before, during, after class, each pose, each breath, like reconnect with yourself? Because sometimes it's the only, if you go to yoga 1 hour a week, that 1 hour is sometimes the only time that you slow down to connect with yourself.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm looking for in teachers.
Yeah. You said two things, and I think it's interesting. I think it's important to pull those two things out, right? Like you said, one, teachers that are connecting people, right? And connecting people with each other and with themselves. And then you also said, teachers that are able to guide us inwards to really help calm and regulate, right? And be aware. And that's, that's such a somatic piece of practice that I think has been missing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a lot of like, we call it a lot of my friends and I call them like clinical, right? The very clinical yoga studios that are just like, you're going to do this and this, and you're going to do this and this and this and next and next and next. And really you're just in every posture waiting to see what the next posture is. That's not what we do here.
No. It's funny. I actually, this week, I've had a couple of experiences like that with my clients, and everybody's stressed right now, right? Like, just everybody is so over the top. And when people come in, I mean, these are my somatic yoga coaching clients, and this week has been a movement week. We do coaching, and then we do movement based on what we've talked about. And this has been a movement week, and I have had 2 clients so far this week come in, and they are so in their heads, and it's that experience, that traditional experience of like, okay, I'm in downward dog, which means next I take a vinyasa. Yep. And that's not at all what we're doing. And I mean, like, at one of them actually caught themselves finally of like, because as a coach, I'm like, okay, that's what you want to do, then we're going to do that, right? If your body is doing that, I know you're in your head, but maybe if you get your body moving, that'll bring you back. And then you'll start to hear and you'll start to move a little bit differently. Sometimes that happens, sometimes that doesn't. And it's beautiful to see because people are used to that clinical experience, right? Like, oh, you do down dog, you do a vinyasa. From vinyasa, you do a high lunge. From the high lunge, you do a twist. From a twist, it's just like boom, 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 this sequence that we all think we know. When in reality, like, I'm there to like fuck things up, right? Like, we're gonna do down dog, and then we're gonna do plank, and then we're gonna do side plank, and then we're gonna do child's pose, and then we're gonna I'm gonna get them out of their
side plank to child's pose. What are you doing? I don't like that.
Because they're in their head, and
I thought you were gonna say wild thing. I was so excited.
See, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, and obviously it's based on what their body is telling me, right? Like, I'm not gonna just be like, and we're gonna fuck with your brain, and you're gonna, But at the same time, like, breaking down those sequences, that gets you back in your body. And that's such an important thing to do, because I think we are so used to, I totally get that. We are so used to predicting and helping people. Yeah. I like that word a lot.
I know, I'm gonna have to edit it out like 7 times though.
Why?
Won't Facebook take it out?
No.
Oh.
I say that word all the time.
Just kidding.
F-bombs.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave this whole segment. I'm gonna leave it on the podcast. I'll take it out of Facebook. But
all right. Yeah, no, I have yet to be beeped on Facebook.
Sweet. I wrote her a note for our podcast listeners. I wrote her a note that says, "Stop saying fuck." And she was like, "But why?"
I love that word. I say it all the time.
Me too. I'm trying to behave. All right, cool.
Rules are to be broken.
I see that. You immediately were like, no.
Why? Okay, so let me look at a question. Oh, I asked you that question. So do you want to ask me a question?
Yes. Okay, I think this is my last question before we get into our like collaborative questions.
Excellent. I jumped ahead to the collaborative questions.
Wow, okay.
Sorry. Again, rules are to be broken.
Rules to be broken.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is this training different than other trainings?
Okay, why is mine different?
Yeah.
Short answer, because I'm different. Longer answer, because I have a curriculum, right? That's Yoga Alliance standard and has been approved and has been reviewed and edited. And I mean, that took a whole freaking year and a half. I'm gonna lean into that now. Anyway, so like I have a curriculum and there's standards that we go through, right? Like there are things I have to talk about and things that I think are important. Every teacher training is a little bit different in their voice and their focus. Mine is different because it's me. And if you've ever practiced with me, you know that I am not a traditional yoga teacher. You know that I mess around. You know that I like to have fun. You know that I joke and pause and talk and expect people to talk back. And, it's not, it can very much be a very serious, beautiful practice. Like, there's been solstice practices and practices that I've led that are very focused and spiritual. I can turn that on when I need to, but that is not naturally me. And so my teacher training is very much that way as well. Like I teach the curriculum in a way that is, I hope, makes it fun and hands-on so that it sticks.
It's very personable.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And like I have high expectations, which I think if you get nothing out of these videos, like that's what you should get. Like if you come to my teacher training, I'm gonna expect a lot from you. Don't be afraid, right?
The right amount of afraid.
Don't be afraid. It's gonna be fine. I got you.
She's great.
Anyway.
I'll be there. Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. But I think, like you teach from day one.
Yes.
Right. And you had that experience, but you also were a teacher, but like literally like you teach on weekend one.
Yep. But I was used to teaching to people who had never been to yoga before.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of safety in that.
Right.
Where you're like, if I mess up, nobody knows.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly.
It's fine.
Yep.
And I'm also like one of the only women that these men have seen in months. And so they automatically love my class.
Right.
It is very different teaching to the Kris Batsnell in her office for the very first time in YTT.
Yeah.
Number two as well.
Right.
Because that was super scary for me too, because I was like, I'm coming in and she knows that I have 398 hours of teacher training. What is her expectation of me?
Yeah, and that's, I think, and that's one thing I want people to take away too about me is like, I have high expectations for students in my program. I have high expectations for everybody. Who am I kidding? I have high expectations, period. Because I have high expectations for myself. And I assume everybody else is the same way. That's not the case. Whatever. When I'm rambling down a rabbit hole, when people come into my teacher training program, I don't immediately have my standards up here.
No, you meet them, you're personable, you meet them where
exactly.
They're at.
Like I understand that all of us have different experiences. I understand everybody has different backgrounds. Some of us are comfortable in front of people. Some of us aren't. Some of us have done yoga for our whole life. Some of us have only been doing it for 2 years. Like I get that. And so my goal is when I make everybody teach the first weekend is not to pass or fail, but for me to see where they're at.
I really like too, there were definitely like strong points for me that just kind of, I've been meditating since I was 14.
Right.
I could sit down at 14 years old and meditate for 2 hours.
Right.
And then there were things that I wasn't super good in. And I really liked that we leaned heavily into each different thing. And and like if I was here in one thing, right, we just deep dived when it was time to talk about those things.
Right.
Instead of going back over the basics.
Correct.
And then the things that I was really lacking in, which a lot was my cueing. I had like weird cueing habits.
We all do.
Right? Like
we all do.
Right? Like weird cueing habits. I've had a couple of things.
Swan dives.
Swan dives.
My pet peeve. What the heck is that? Are you a swan now? Like, what does that mean? Swans dive head first with their wings in. That's not what we're doing in our bodies. Anyway, rabbit hole. Wow.
Right, but this is what I really liked about your training. Your training to me was like, we're going to like really dive into the things. We're not just going to go over, you know, the chakras,
Right.
the basics of the chakras again.
Right.
Like you're here on this, let's get you even deeper into this.
Right.
And you're cueing, we're going to play a lot of annoying fun games. You thought they were games. They were.
I had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah,
I'm
sure you did.
Some of my favorite parts of teacher training is being like literal and having injuries, and oh my God, I freaking love that so much.
I told the student teacher that I witnessed on Tuesday that I was going to do that during the first ever class they taught, and they were like, "Please don't."
It's so great. It's so great.
I was like, "Kris would."
Yeah, I totally would.
First one ever.
I totally would. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I really like about your training. I think that's what makes it different, is it's super personal.
And, you know, and I take ownership of that because it is my responsibility. This is not a cookie cutter training, right? As much as it is based on curriculum approved by Yoga Alliance, like it is not a cookie cutter training. Everyone is different. And it's my responsibility to really see all of the students in this program and give them the tools that they need so everyone is kind of at a standard by the time they're done. And you know, everybody has a different need and everybody has a different gap and a different depth, and my responsibility is to be able to meet all of those and bring everyone along so that you all know who you are by the end.
I love it. It's like a one-on-one training, but it's not one-on-one.
Yeah. Well, and it's really nice too with a group because I get to play you all with each other, right? Like, you know, I intentionally partner people that have different strengths, and I intentionally partner people that have similar weaknesses. And, you know, and so like if two people have never taught and they don't understand cueing, they don't have language, how fun is it for me to put them together and practice cueing, right? Like they're gonna have to figure it the fuck out.
I love it.
And I don't always do that, but at the same time, what a great learning experience versus someone who has never taught and doesn't know how to cue, and someone who's a teacher, right? Like, because that person's going to carry it.
Yes.
And there's benefit to that as well. And so I do that sometimes, right? And because then that person gets to be a little bit of the teacher and get reinforced in their skills and see that, they actually do know something, you know? So yeah, like it's fun for me to play that with a group of people.
I love it. I said on Tuesday, I think I have a new thing that I love. And the person was like, "What?" And I'm like, "I think I like watching yoga teachers become yoga teachers." I was like, "It's so cool."
One of my favorite things in the world.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, this 200 hour is a lot. I mean, 200 hours, it's legit 200 hours.
Oh yeah.
And if not more. I mean,
it's probably
I'm gonna
more.
say
like,
it's more, but like
because it depends on how much. Like if I really struggled with anatomy at first, right? And so I had to put a lot of hours into studying anatomy.
Yeah, because you need to know it, right? And so like it's a lot of commitment at the beginning. And it's a lot for me. Like it's a lot to hold space for 10, 15 people as they're learning to be teachers, right?
I'm glad you get help this time.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. Okay, I think this is a good one. What's one word to describe yoga teacher training? One word.
Groundbreaking.
All right.
No,
I like that. I mean, sure, it is.
Yeah, that's a story. We'll have to tell that story some other time. But no, actually though, it's very transformative, which sounds super cliche.
It does.
But actually, right, I came in as a teacher. I left as a teacher, right, like a capital T teacher. Actually, I left as a studio owner.
Yeah, you did, right?
Like the week of.
Right. It's wild.
Yeah, like my life completely changed.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
I really love it.
Yeah,
it's like, my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, it's great. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, I like. Anyway, that's a whole nother. Maybe in a different podcast we'll talk about that whole story. But it's literally transformative. I changed. I changed as a person, and I came in thinking like, oh, this is already a huge integral part of myself. At least like the yogic philosophy and the whole yogic lifestyle. I call myself a yogi. Right? We'll talk about that some other time too.
And you were. I mean, and you are, right? Like you came in as a yogi, right? your understanding of what that means completely changed.
Yes, it's an entire. There's not a thing that I do every day that does not come back to this. So transformative.
I love that.
Do you have a word?
A word. Yeah, I would have a word. I would say educational, but not in that sense, right? Informative. Yeah.
You don't even know what you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, seriously.
You don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be what I would say.
I like it. All right, last question.
Yep.
We spent this entire time talking about people and what their experience would be if they choose to become a yoga teacher.
Yeah.
Let's spend the rest of the time talking about who should not be a yoga teacher.
Yes, this is a very good question.
Yeah.
Okay. So when people come to me and say, I want to do teacher training with you, I say, how long have you practiced yoga?
3 days.
Yep. That's someone that doesn't get to come. Not yet. I say,
maybe soon, but
great.
not yet.
Why don't you start your practice and see how it goes? And in 6 months, come back.
Yep.
Because I have had people in my program that don't have a practice and they never finished.
It sucks.
Because not only are you learning about being a teacher, you also have to learn about yoga. And that's too much.
It is. I think I've noticed there's this really weird phenomena, and I am not an exception to this, where somebody will like find yoga and like it. Well, for me, I hated it at first, actually.
Me too.
But find yoga, hate it, fall off. Find it again, like it,
Yeah.
fall off.
Yeah.
Find it again, consume everything.
Hooked. Yeah.
Hooked.
Yep.
It's almost like, I'm not saying it has to be a requirement, but I have noticed this trend of people like finding it, falling off, finding it, falling off, and then eventually it just kind of sticking. For me, I hated it the whole time. The first time I found it. I did it.
That's funny. I hated it too.
Oh,
And to be fair, I didn't hate it. So to be fair, like I had my own practice. I've always had my own practice. Like I've always practiced at home on my own. I've always done yoga on my own. And when we lived in Orlando, I took my first yoga class at the Y, our neighborhood Y. Freaking hated it.
I took it at a gym.
Yeah, I came home and I was like, I am never doing that again. The teacher did way too many down dogs. Didn't make sense in my body. I absolutely hated it.
Yes. I liked
And
it.
to be fair, that teacher is one of my favorite teachers ever.
Yeah.
Because I went back and
Right.
I tried it again. And it literally, like, she was one of my first mentors. And I absolutely love her.
That's what I'm wondering is if I can go back now, I probably would love the class, right? I took it because I was powerlifting at the time. And I went to a stupid yoga class so it could help my stupid muscles cool down. And the class was probably great, actually.
Yep.
I had a lot of insecurities. Yep. There was this 80-year-old woman next to me and she could pancake herself in any fold. And she's like, I sleep like this. And she's in like full pigeon, but her head, like it just, and I was like, I don't like that woman. Like,
Lots of ego there, yeah.
I don't like her. I practiced with my socks on because people were going to look at my feet.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was looking at my feet. Nobody cared.
Yep.
But that was my thought process. So the entire time I'm like, I'm doing everything wrong. Everybody hates me. I'm the worst at this. All of the things.
Which is why we do yoga.
Right.
I mean, ironically,
the
right?
irony is not lost on me.
I mean, I get it, right? Like, I get it.
But I went for an entire year. I never missed class, just all the way through. They even put lavender on me at the end.
Oh,
So nice. That's just good because it's at a gym. So like,
yeah, stinkies.
Yeah. But I fell off of it and I stayed off of it and I found it again. I really liked it and I fell off again. I don't know why I fell off that time. And the last time it was like every bit of all of the yoga stuff, the philosophy, the meditation, like the self-inquiry, all 8 limbs just kind of clicked together for once. And I was like, oh, there's so much here.
Yeah, the world is open now.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that is another aspect, like, of, people that are not ready for a teacher training program. Like, I mean, I've had some students too that have struggled because that ego aspect,
Mhm.
right? Like, I don't want to scare people, but like, I break you down. And I mean, I'm not mean, and I don't, like, that's not my goal, but it's like, in order to get to where you need to be to facilitate yoga in the way that I have expectations of, you have to let go of who you've been.
Right.
And that is not a fun process.
No. Well, as a student, you know, you're like, I don't want to scare people, but I'm a studio owner now, right?
Right.
So I look for teachers.
It's legit, right?
Right. I look for teachers, and teachers that come from, we pay attention, right? So like people who come from Kris, I want to see, you know, I'm going to ask probably Kris how they went, but I have a lot more faith in knowing where they came from, right? Like that yoga studio downstate that I was talking about that I really liked.
Right.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're all specific trainings that we go, yeah, I want.
Correct.
I want that.
Correct.
And yours is one of them because one, I know that their cues are good, right? I know that they know their asana, but I also know that they know how to be person-centered. I was watching somebody, I was interviewing somebody to teach here, and I was doing the class with them. I had them teach my students. And during the, you know, the teaching hour, the interview, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know what that would be called, but during that process of the interview, I didn't check so much their cues, because I can hear them. They pop out at me now. I can hear your voice in the back of my head.
That will never leave. Once you do my teacher training, it never goes away.
What I was looking for is how many times were they adjusting what they were saying based on what my students were doing, because I had multiple people in the room. I had somebody who practiced for 10 years, and I had somebody who hadn't practiced in 20 years. And I was counting how many times they were checking on my students.
Right. Right.
I was like, I want to make sure that you're taking care of them, because I know you're on your best behavior when I'm in here.
Right. Exactly.
But you're on your best behavior. How many times
What's
do
the
you
standard? Right.
Right. How many times do you change what you're doing based on who is in the room? And that is incredibly important to me, that anybody who comes to this place is taken care of. Right. The same way that I know that I would take care of them, the same way I know you would take care of them. Right. And I don't ever have to question that based on if somebody comes from you. Right. Because you won't pass them if they won't take care of people.
Correct. That's my high expectations. Yeah. And, you know, and in order to get to that place, you have to let go of your ego. You have to let go of your perception of what a teacher is, what a yoga teacher is, because that's not what I'm making. That's not what we're building in this program. Like, that can be tossed out the window. Yeah. You know how many times I want to do a practice because it's really fun, and then like 4 people show up that absolutely are not doing that practice. For reals.
And I'm like, oh.
Always. Yeah, we call that the Kula effect. So like that, when I owned Red Bloom and when I ran teacher training programs, we had a community-based donation classes, and it was Kula yoga.
So do we.
Yeah, and like that was where the teacher trainees would cut their teeth, because you just never know who's going to walk in that door. And I expect them to be able to teach a really quality class to Kula, because like it's just random people from the street.
And that's what we have going on too.
Yeah, that's important.
I love it. Okay.
Yay!
We're done with this.
This was fun. Bye, friends.
Bye.